अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाज़रीन, आपका दोस्त और होस्ट जमाल ख्वाजा with a new episode of Let's Talk Real Estate. Things are going fine in real estate industry. Interest rate, they went a little bit up, but again they are back. So that's a good news. Interest rates are again slowly coming down. And I feel that the market is going to be like this for some time. As we all know, summer is always a hot season for real estate market. I feel now it's already March, April, the way the things are looking, inventory is really low. I don't want to be reminding you guys, but I want to tell you that inventory is low. If you are looking at buying a property, buy it now, because I'm not seeing that many homes in future coming and adding to this inventory. I feel the inventory is going to be low for some time. So if you guys are thinking of buying, buy now. If you have any question, you need any help, my telephone number, my number is coming up. Pick up the phone, call me so I can help you with this. Today, I'm going to take some questions, as it's always fun to give the answer. And what the question and answer does, that it gives the information to all the viewers. And again, I'm very thankful to all those people who are looking at this Let's Talk Real Estate with Jamal. A lot of people are looking at it. I see 20, 30,000 viewers watching this Let's Talk Real Estate and sending me so many questions. So what I do is I pick 3-4 questions to discuss with you and me. But most of the questions, when people are asking me, I reply them back by the email. So today, the first question, and the question is good question. It says, when is open house going to start again? So it's a great question, because yes, it has been a little very unusual year that people can't walk into the open house, see the house, feel the house. There is limitation due to the COVID. You need to fill up the plea form, and then we take you in with the limited number of people. So yes, I'm also missing the open house. But unfortunately, up till now, we have not got the clearance to do the open house. So I think maybe the way the market is moving, or the things I've seen COVID cases coming down, that's a good news. And I think maybe beginning of April or maybe mid-April, we should be normal. And again, doing open houses, taking our clients out to open houses. You guys can walk into an open house and see properties with your realtor. So for now, I don't have the answer. Keep on calling me, keep on sending me, and I have your details. Soon I get any information that open houses are coming back, I'll let you know. Second question is, if a condominium price same as a single family home, what do you think one should buy and why? So it's a great question that the gentleman is asking me, that if a condominium is for say 500,000 and a single family home is also for 500,000, which would be a better way? So now this is very difficult, because it's very subjective. It depends on your need, your requirement. But me personally, I would like to have a single family home. And there is 2 major reasons for it. One of the most important reason, single family home is some sort, it's independent. Like, it's your property. You can change the color, look, doors, anything you want to do with it. With the city parameters, you can do it. But on condominium, besides that, it has HOA, homeowner association, and homeowner association is not tax deductible. That also is one of the reasons why I usually like to go for single family home. And again, in condominium, there are certain restrictions to change the color. If you want to change something inside, you might not be able to do that. So my personal preferences is always for single family home. But again, it all required, it all depends on what you are doing. Some people want to live with many people around. It's gated. All the outer condominium is being managed by the association of condominium. So there are advantage and disadvantage. But if you personally ask me, it's a single family home. But both are as good. So if you're thinking of buying, buy either of one. Again, how long you think it will be a seller market? I don't have that crystal ball, so I can tell you how long. But it seems like we are in a long haul. Like, it might be because of the inventory, because of the interest rate. I don't see that the seller market would be shifting very soon. I don't see, as some of the gurus or some of the people are predicting, there going to be a crash, bubble. I don't see those signs, but that's my opinion. I do get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I read a lot of newspapers, information. I don't see right now anywhere soon the market is going to get soft or change into buyer's market. So for me, good year, 2 year, I feel it's going to be a seller's market. But thank you very much for the question. This is a different question, and the person is asking, I want to rent my house. What should I look in a new tenant? So I'm definitely going to tell you that number one, if you can get a management company to do this, it would be a great thing. But if you are doing it on your own, the bare minimum is that you check the credit, you check their background, that have they ever been evicted from any place. You want to know very clearly that what kind of income they are making and how long they have been into whatever the job they are currently, how long they've been into that. So these are the things which you need to really look for it before you give your house to somebody to rent. My 2 cents would be, get a realtor involved, get a management company involved so they can do the whole background check for you. But independently also can be done. There are companies you can call them and they can help you with it. They will give you an application with the new tenant will fill up the application, give you all that detail so you can investigate about them. But it is important to have everything checked before you give the house. How much it costs to refinance? Okay, so if you're thinking of refinancing, refinancing does not take too much as purchasing because the escrow fees is much less. Most probably you need to pay an escrow fees, of course, an appraisal, but a lot of lenders have stopped doing appraisal. So you might be getting away from the appraisal fees. Title insurance, yes. Maybe you need to, I don't think so there is much cost associated these days. So probably for a loan size of 400 to 500,000, approximately a number would be $2,500. Sometime it can be consumed in your loan itself. So you need to speak to a loan officer. Then they will give you a estimate that exactly what cost is going to take to do your loan. But I will tell you here, if you are thinking of refinance, do it now rather than just sitting on it because rates are shifting. It's better to get it done, over with it, so you know exactly that you are locked for 30 years. With that, I think I'm going to stop here, but I will tell you on my last episode as well, I have a lot of people who are looking into homes, buying first time home. So if you have not bought first time home or your primary residence, please pick up a phone, call me, let's discuss and let's take you out to look at some homes. With that, keep on watching. Let's Talk Real Estate.